Well, well, well. Hello, hello, hello. I'm not sure what we got here. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Milk Money back with y'all again today. Just want to say hello and do another live chat. See if anybody joins in with us. Goodness gracious, I swear. Always something. As soon as I go live, somebody starts hollering at me. Anyway. All right, let's see if anybody joins in with us today. Have another lovely live. Talk about whatever we got to talk about. Don't matter to me. If I don't know anything about it, I'm glad to learn something. So, let's see. Oh, my computer's going crazy all of a sudden. Oh. Hello, hello, hello. Anybody in here? Well, I don't want to do that. Hello, anybody here? There we go. Finally got it back up. Sorry about that. Anyway, now we're back up. Anything interesting happen anywhere today? I don't know if the Wednesday night thing is going to be the best thing or not. Like I said, it church night, so probably picked the wrong day to do this, but we'll see how it works out. Excuse me again. Gosh, Lee. I may have to fix this color on this thing. So, we're going on a 5-minute mark. Nobody's here yet, so we'll hang around. Like I said, usual. We'll hang around another 5 minutes or so. See if somebody pops in. Yes.
Are you on your live yet?
Yeah. What you need?
Oh, I was just gonna see if you could get me some of those charcuterie boards from the shop.
What?
I was gonna see if you could get me some of those charcuterie boards from the shop.
For what?
Because I'm gonna make charcuterie boards for tomorrow for my meeting.
What do you mean, make them?
I'm making charcuterie boards with meat, cheese, olives, quackles.
Are you talking about your, what charcuterie board? You mean you got a charcuterie board?
I got my Alabama River brand. Alabama River brand.
The ones that
Check
I
us
made?
out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. What?
The ones that I made?
Yeah.
Those are cutting boards, not...
Those are charcuterie too.
Okay, well, there are 10 of them out there if you want to grab
If I
them.
go up there, the goats are gonna go crazy. And I'm
Where
gonna
the
feel
goats
bad.
at?
I'm gonna want to let them out.
Well, no. Okay. I'm here and there. Well, hello there, Harvey. How you doing? I've been all right. Been working. Yeah, as soon as you come home, she comes in. Literally, I got security boards. Well, cutting boards that I have done for her. They've been out there in the shop now for, I know it's been 3 weeks, if not 4 weeks. And now, as soon as I start the live, she comes here talking about she needs her boards. So, I done her 10 cutting boards. They're actually pretty decent. They have a little fork and knife thing. It's like a cheese board, cutting board. I don't know. Anyway.
Charcuterie boards.
Go. Oh, what? There she. Gosh, somebody. Harvey said, as soon as he comes on, you come in. Like, yep. You've had a hectic week. I can about imagine. You told me last time you do all kind of stuff. So, what's been going on with yours? It ain't been so bad here. It's just been a back to school thing. I'm the SRO at one of the schools, so dealing with all that. And it's a trade school, so the kids that were there last year, the first year kids that were there last year, it's their second year. They already know how the rules work and all this. They're all good, but these first year kids are trying to push the limits so they can get away with. And I've never seen so many kids in my life. It's 11th and 12th graders. And then we have a couple of 10th graders that's in the STEM program, computer stuff. But I have never in my life ever seen high school kids vape so much. And they put new vape detectors in all the bathrooms. So it sends alerts. And it's been a week dealing with that, but that's about it for me. I thought you said you had an event coming up or something. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I thought so. You did a craft fair on Saturday and then supposed to be 10 vendors. So you were the only vendor there the whole time? So it went from 10 of y'all just to one of you? I guess that could be good and bad. It'd be good if you get all the business, but people pass by and only see you there, it probably wouldn't look too good. They may not stop. So. Let's see if I catch that up. Well, that's a good thing. Get to set everything up, take it all down. So, and that was your first show, I think you said, wasn't it? So, had to give you a little practice. And did anybody come by your booth and you meet any potential new clients or any of that? I mean, that's a big thing too. I don't think you probably sold too much. I don't know. You might have. You stayed and no one really showed up. Yeah, that's about how it works. So say you're way up there. You told me before, close to Canada, so you're a good ways away. But if you were closer down here, we have what they call a peach jam every year. You hear Clack talk about it. He's got videos on it. I end up having the police work it, but Clack's gotten lucky these last couple of years, and he's been able to actually set his booth up and go as a vendor instead of a police. And so he he done really good, but they it can be a really good thing here. And then we started something else. There's they call First Fridays, and we shut downtown, a little 2-block thing down, and it'll be all kind of vendors. That usually does pretty good. Pretty good bit of traffic comes through there. And then one of the next towns up in Jemison, they do the First Family Friday or something, and they have it to where they basically the same thing. They'll have a little section shut down. You can put up a little booth. Like I said, it's just something to do around here to get out, because our little county's not really big. We've tried a few things here and there. And so if you want to go watch a movie, you got to go down to the next county down. They've got a couple of movie theaters down there, and they used to have putt-putt golf. I don't have it anymore, but there's more stuff to do down there. Well, but no openings there. Oh. I was going to say, I can't remember how many vendors we had last year. We always make room. We can squeeze somebody in somewhere. It's usually hot, though. We have ours in June, I think. Yeah, June. And it's pretty hot. And it's in the park, so we have a lot of trees here and there. It's all according to which way the sun is at that particular time. And if you get on the inside, they put you on the outside skirt, and if you ain't got a tent and some good fans, you might burn up before that day's over. Because you got to be set up and have your vehicles out of the park by 10 o'clock. And then you're not allowed to go back into the park until, I think, 6, maybe 7. I think it was 6 last year. They did a little earlier. Because everybody, after it starts getting dark, or it starts, whatever, they'll take, and they have a concert too. We have some big country singer usually comes in and do all that. So they'll start kind of migrating across the little creek we call it, the little bridge. Yeah. And like I said, it's always, hey, look, any kind of experience, if it's something you plan on doing, then it's like Clark said before, I mean, you might do a little one right here and not make anything, but your name gets out too. So people in the area may not even know that you did that kind of thing. So it helps you out. And like I said, so when they start looking for you, and word of mouth starts talking about you, and then all of a sudden they just happen to end up at one of these bigger ones over here. It's like, that's that guy right there I was telling you about. He has this and this. And then that'll really get you out there. That's like with Clack. I mean, people on here, on the YouTube and stuff, knew about the Clack Shack, but not many here actually knew. He had a few small jobs here and there, but so he went to the craft fair, and like I said, none of y'all were going to drive this far down. But then, like I said, now, I mean, we've actually had people, I can't remember where that guy was like from 2 states away, I think, 2 or 3 states away. And he asked Clack, could he come down? It was one of those First Friday night things. Excuse me. And he asked him, could he come down? And Clack's like, if you want to drive that far, it's up to you. And I was police working that night. And sure enough, I come by to check on Clack, and there's this, big old, it wasn't Steve. It was a guy about his height. He's a big old tall guy. And I called Clack over to the side. Who's this fellow you're talking to? He's like, it's one of my subscribers. He drove from wherever he drove from. He told me, I couldn't remember. He wanted to come hang out. I told him, come on. So this guy sat back there and talked to him the whole time, but he drove. It was a few hours away. So, but normally that don't usually happen. But like I said, I hadn't really had a chance myself. the weather's finna start cooling off, and we have a few more events that pop up. I think there's a thing called the Swedish Fest, and then that'll be in October. And then, like I said, of course, all of our Christmas stuff comes out. We have another one at a little flower place called Petals from the Past. They do it's actually a YouTube vendor type deal. So there's several people from around here. I used to have to work on Saturdays. I was off on Sundays. So I missed a lot of this stuff, but now I work at the school, so I'm there Monday through Friday. So I can actually try to start going on the weekends. The only problem with that is I just don't want to go to these smaller ones because I don't want to have me set up over here and Clark set right here and we're kind of competing because he's got a lot more than I do, so I don't want to try to compete, but I don't know where she went to. I hadn't seen her go out to the shop yet. Excuse me, pardon me. Let's see. But I remember you telling me though you've been doing a lot of stuff on the side too. So besides the craft fair, I know you're showing me pictures before of a lot of stuff you've done. Clyde's got, if you watch his channel, I know you do, but if you watch his channel, he's got a lot of stuff over there. But he's got a CNC that he's going to let me use when he gets done reviewing everything. It's that little Gamitsu 4040, I think. And he's going to let me use that for a while. I'm going to get in the CNC, and that's going to be real fun. But... And then I didn't even get a chance to go over there yet. We tried to go fishing Saturday, but he ended up getting hurt. And still tried to go fishing. I had to talk him out of it. He said he didn't get his stuff ready just to come back to the house. Hockey tournaments. Hey. The medals, yes. Yeah, he's got that Laser Pecker 5 that I would really love to talk him out of one day. It's that 2020. Cause that's what I want to do, like the little challenge coins and stuff. Because everything I have right here right now is all diode stuff. I don't have any fiber or any of that. So, but I did see, because when I first started, I had the Sculpt Fun. I still got it. Sculpt Fun. I can't remember what I've got now. Golly, it's 20 watt, and then I had the Sculpt Fun iCube. I've got the S30 Ultra. And then I've still got it. You believe I pushed him on the boat ramp? Yeah, I about fell in with him trying to get him out. He was hurt pretty good for a little bit. But I was actually on the other side of the boat. We were fitting to pull the boat on out because we put the plug in the wrong hole. And the back was filling up with water, so we pulled it back up, got the plug put in the right hole, but then we couldn't get the sump pump to work, the bilge pump. So we was going to pull it out real quick so we can get to it and actually work on it, fix it, and get on back on the water. And I don't know why he was walking back around that backside, and that boat ramp was nothing but like snot down through there, and he just happened to hit one of them showing enough slick spots. But then when he went down, he was telling me to help him get to the bank, and I'm trying to keep from sliding down with him. Yeah, the F1, he shows it off. Yeah, he loves his little F1 now. He's running out of room in the shack, so he actually put the F1 in the trailer. It's been a few weeks back. He put it in there, getting it ready, because he usually carries it to the shows and stuff. He's got the F1 Ultra that sits in the shop. So he put the regular F1 out there in the portable shack to do events and stuff. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do with that. If I can talk about the LP5, when he gets done with it one day maybe. That's all I want to do. Is mainly, I don't know why, I just want to do the little challenge coins. That's why he's talking about the deep engraves. I'm like, I don't care about the deep engrave. I just want to mark them up. And I do a lot of stuff at the schools and stuff. So those little challenge coins like he has, I give those out. I usually buy the little police ones here and there, and then I send when people answer, the kids answer questions when I do classes and stuff. So, well, it wasn't funny at the time, but yeah, if we could have actually, and that's the thing about it. I was doing some B-roll. I was going to do a video on it, and Clack had his little video glasses and his phone with him. He didn't bring a bunch of camera stuff. He said he wanted to concentrate on fishing. I said, well, I just brought my little GoPro, my Hero 11, I think. Yeah. I just brought my little GoPro with me, and I said, well, I'm going to do a little B-roll with it and just make a short video, if it's fishing, see what I would get to catch. And I had just put the GoPro back down, just turned it off, and they put it back down because we was going to pull the boat out of the water. And if I would have had it set up where I was going to set it up at and I wanted to set it back on the little bar on the side and do a B-roll of us, backing back into the water. We backed back into the water. And if I hadn't had I just cut it off. I missed it. It could have caught him actually falling. And like I said, at the time it wasn't funny, but now, if we could have actually set some music to it, it might have been a little laughable video. Because like I said, he had his back surgery a while back. And that's what when he fell, I thought he had busted his knee because the way he had twisted and fell. And he was grabbing his leg. And at first I thought he had hurt his back. I thought he had jacked his back up, and I was trying to get him, because he was nothing sticking out of the water but right here and probably across here. Everything else, his whole lower body and all the way across here was in the water. He just had his head up on the water, and he's trying to hold himself up, and he's grabbing his leg with his other hand, and he's hollering. And so, as I say, he can't even put weight because he's trying to keep himself out of the water, and he's telling me to just get him to the bank. So he's off in the water trying to pull him up. And luckily, you hear him talk about Whittle. And it just so happened Whittle's daddy was fixing to launch his boat. I didn't know. I've never met him before until that day. I know Whittle. I work with him every day, but I never met his daddy. And his daddy helped me get him out of the water. So it all worked out on that one. But I thought he had at first I thought he jacked his back up, and that scared the mess out of me. And then when he went to grabbing his leg, I thought he had busted his knee. And then after we got him out, that's when he went to holding his thigh, and it had ripped that muscle. I pulled it, whatever it done to it, but it was pretty bad. I've seen Clack do a lot of stuff over the years. Me and him have been best friends for a long time, and I've seen him get hurt several ways and not act like that. So, yeah. Yeah, I watched it live the other night. I didn't comment too much on it. Like I said, we still, at that time, wasn't really laughing about it that much. Like I said, he was still hurting from it. He called me yesterday. I hadn't talked to him today. I've been busy. But he called me yesterday. That's what he was telling me. He's feeling better, but he's still sore. Real bad sore. So, but yeah, we never got a chance to even put a hook in the water. That was a bad thing. I went and bought my fishing license. They renew in Alabama. It used to be for the longest time, it was from the time you bought your license, you had a year from that date to renew it. And now, I don't know why, they changed it. And the all fishing license end on August the 31st. And then you got to renew them, for the next year. And everybody just goes out on the same date, and they start back on the same date if you renew it. Well, mine got renewed just the other day. I think it was last Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever date that was. So I had to buy a fishing license for 3 weeks. But it ain't but like $16, $17. I ain't worried about that. But I plan on doing a little fishing back here in some creeks and stuff too. Yeah, I really wasn't worried about fishing after he got hurt. And he was still wanting to go, and if I would have told him come on, he would have went. I had to talk him out of it because he was still wanting to go. And I finally told him, I said, look, we're going on top. I mean, not on top. We're going to the dam. Right below the dam, they got the big turbines. And the way that dam is set up is when that turbine comes on, it makes a big flush of water. If you're sitting on top of it, you've had a bad day. But once that turbine gets to rolling, that water is probably not this high. It's just a big circle, a monster circle, probably 16, 20 foot. And but it's only that high, so you can literally pull your boat up on top of where all that water's being pushed up at. You can't anchor, of course, but you don't have to. It's the way that is doing, it'll actually hold your boat on that little circle. And you sit right here, that's what we do. We just drop the line down, let it bump, and those catfish and drum and sometimes stripe. You'll catch some largemouth bass on the bottom side. You never know what you're going to catch. But they hit hard when they hit, and then plus that water pulling them. You catch a 2 or 3 pound catfish, it feels like you got a 30 or 40 pounder because they got that water behind them pushing them. So it's pretty fun. But that's why I told him, I said, you can get up on that boat. You sit on that seat, so it's a little bass boat he's got. I said, you get sitting on that seat. I said, but you got to move the wrong way, lose your balance, and you fall off in that turbine. I can't go in after you because it's going to kill us both. Because even with a life jacket, that turbine, because it's pushing, it looks like it's pushing water out, but it's actually up under it, it's pulling back water back down. It's kind of weird the way, just a turbine deal. And I told him, I said, look, we get up there. I said, you make a wrong move, you hit that water. I said, you're gone. I said, because I can't not save you. I said, if I get in that water, I'm going with you. I said, the best thing to do is just go on to the house. I said, there's always tomorrow. There's always another day. That river is full of fish. They'll be there next week. So he said something about trying to go back this weekend, but I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have never, as far as I can remember, I have never tried trout or salmon other than like canned salmon, and that's nothing like fresh. I don't think I've ever had trout, but now there used to be a fishing show that I watched. This guy would literally ride in on horseback to these places that no one's either never been or you only have a very few handful of people that have been in there. And he would go in, let his horse graze around and stuff while he would go out here and get his little float tube, and he would go out catching trout and all this stuff in these big lakes and all this. I mean, it was really nice to watch. Always calming. I like to watch him. I can't remember his name for nothing, but I haven't seen him in years. But I used to sit around on Saturday afternoons. I'd get back from fishing. I'd sit around and watch him fish. And I mean, some of them wouldn't be, but just little small trout, 6, 8 inches, sometimes, 12, something like that. But it was just fun watching him fish. But he was sitting it's a float tube. It's kind of like a little lazy boy, it looked like almost. But his feet would dangle down. He had on a pair of waders to keep him getting wet. But he would sit in that thing. It's kind of like a little kid's baby little bumble seat, I guess you call it. But it blew up. So you had your armrest and everything. It had your backrest. But like I said, once you got off in the water, you just floated. So probably about, yay much of him was sticking up. Well, maybe a little bit more. So he's right there on the water. He ain't got to even bend over to get his fish. Now, some of the ponds and stuff we got around here, you still got to watch out for. Well, there's several of the rivers, Alabama River and even the Coosa River we fish in. The gators are starting to populate everything. Alabama River's full of them. But Coosa River's actually got a handful down here now. So you got to kind of be careful. But I don't think those lakes up there, it was too cold and stuff for those gators. But down here, I mean, you'll get into a ball of those copperheads and get eat up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what he would do. He would go horseback. He'd have a little pack mule he'd carry him with him with all this stuff, and he would stay overnight, camp or whatever. But I don't think He had a camera crew. I don't even know. I've never seen anybody with him on that show, but well, no, he had to have somebody with him because like I said the camera would move around too much. He couldn't just set it up. It's been so long ago. They didn't have the cameras like we got now, so there was somebody with him. Yeah. I never saw, it was always so calm whenever he would go. You'd have a little breeze, he'd come across the water every now and then if you pay attention, but it never was that windy or messed up whenever he would go, so. But now I've done a lot of kayaking, and like you said, those winds. And if you ever kayak and you go downriver, you know, it's easy going downriver, and then you get to thinking, when you turn around, start coming back upriver, it's like you fighting that current. It's like, oh, Lord. So I would always go upriver when I'd fish. So I started getting tired. I can come back down, just float back downriver. So, but yeah, I want to do some stuff. Like I said, Clack's retiring October 1st of next year, 2025, and I'm thinking about going with him. I can retire this October, but I'm going to hang around another year with him, I guess. And we'll just retire next year at the same time. Take the razor and go out fly fishing. That'd be nice. Yeah, I lived in Nashville, Tennessee from May 2005 until February of 2006. I wasn't planning on coming back to Alabama. But I watched a lot on the Appalachian Trail up there because part of it comes through Tennessee. And I wanted to just take off a couple of weeks while I was up there and actually go out there and hike that section. It's several miles. I mean, several miles. But just get one of my buddies to drop me off at the point I want to start at. And like I said, you can have them pick you up at another point. But that whole thing, that's a long hike. And I've watched people on YouTube that's actually hiked that whole thing. You can watch other documentary things. But I want to, well, I can't now. My health's gotten so bad now I wouldn't never make it. I'd die on the trail, but I wanted to. I really, really, really wanted to. Just take me a little old fishing rod up there with me, and I said a little small backpack deal and just go. They if you get a chance to watch some of the videos, you might like that. You seem like one of them people that like the kind of stuff like that too. Yeah, actually in Maine, yeah. I was gonna say, 'cause it starts. If I'm not badly mistaken, it actually starts at the tip top, Alabama. So you'll go just, it's I think 15, 20 miles through Alabama up through Tennessee, and it just keeps on going. But yeah, but you can put in, like you said, you already know, but you can put in different spots. If you don't want to go to this state or that state, you can put in here and just do partial deals. But some of the videos and the pictures I see, man, 'cause I love doing photography. As you see over my shoulder right here, I've got to reorganize all my stuff. But that's most of my stuff. It's all Nikon. I shoot Nikon. But I've got a Z9 sitting over there. I went mirrorless. And then I've still got my D850, D750, 500. I've got an old D80. But I gave Clack a 3200 when he first started YouTube. And got him started. If you go out and watch some of his old videos, you'll see him on that. But he started having problems with that thing got so old it started overheating. I think the dust in the shop started getting it. But and I gave my future mother-in-law, Jerica's mother, I gave her and her husband a D7100. I used that camera for a long time. But yeah, that's all my stuff right here. I got to start doing some camera videos. I'm just not the lazy person Clack is. So, but I love to fish, and like I said, pigeons were my thing, but I don't have those anymore, so that kind of killed my channel when I got rid of those. So right now I'm kind of at a stalemate. I don't even Let me look, see what I've got real quick. I don't even know how many. Yeah, I'm stuck at 781 subscribers, and my watch hours are constantly going down. I had over 6,000 watch hours, and now it's because it goes by the yearly deal, and it's 3813 right now. So it's just decreasing every day. So I've got to find my new niche, as they call it. Like I said, I just do too many of different things instead of concentrating on one. My birds were my thing. I had people from all over the world that was watching those. I'm really surprised none of them has been on the video, on the lives, asking questions. But like I said, I've kind of gotten out of that since January, so it's been several months now. Actually, I got rid of all of them in February, like the first week of February. So it's been about 8 months. Let's see. Yeah, my lives really aren't helping me too much. I do it just, yeah, that's what me and Clark talked about. I didn't think I'd get anybody hardly in here. But like I said, I've got to get more videos and get my crowd up like he does. I mean, you don't hardly hear anybody in there talking about fishing or this or that. Everybody's laser, 3D printer, or, CNC, and it's all, those questions. So I don't have enough on my channel about lasers or anything else. So, but yeah, look, Harvey, it's still worth just talking to you, brother. Like I said, I enjoy getting here talking to somebody. I talk all the time, Clark can tell you that. So I can talk for days and days and days. And Clark's the same way. You hear Brendan make fun of him on some of his videos. But I have got a couple of videos I want to make. Most of my stuff was incubator stuff. I don't know how I done that. I got a Prairie Crossing shuttle box frame, came out awesome. Yeah, I've got, it's on my phone. I don't think I have pictures on the computer, but I did one. Found the file a long time ago and I had to readjust it. It wasn't cutting right. I got it off of Etsy, I want to say, but it's a Lord's Prayer. You can make 2 different sizes, but I made one that's about 2 foot tall, and it's cut out of a single piece of wood, and you get the frame and everything goes with it. And I've actually, I think, done more of those as far as one item. I've probably done more of those than I have anything else. But I go around to several of the churches, and I'll give those away to my churches. And I've sold a couple of them. Yeah, the baseball stuff, sports stuff, yes. Clark done several of those last year. And see, I was at the park doing patrol there. And I know a lot of them, football, baseball. They all love my dog and all that. So if I was still at the park, I could probably pick up a lot of customers. But I think Clark made something here just a few weeks ago for something to do with a baseball deal. I'm not sure what it was. And I'm not even sure if he can talk about it yet. It's going to be a surprise type deal, so I won't say anything. But he actually made something. A package got delivered. Alrighty then. Oh, fishing stuff. Alrighty then. Should have some new. No, that was. Oh well. I'll check it in a little bit. I got a couple new reels coming and a couple more tackle boxes, I think. But I think that may end up. I can't kayak no more because my back won't take it. My lungs won't either. But let's see. We was talking about the baseball thing real fast. When I was little, I lived in Mobile, Alabama, and we had a team called the Cardinals, and we went undefeated that year. I don't know how we done it. I don't understand. I wasn't but like 5. It was t-ball. It wasn't anything big, but we went undefeated that year, and we ended up getting. I remember we got 3 trophies that year for something. I don't remember what. And then we had a news crew come out, was doing gonna put us on the news that afternoon, and we had like the final playoff game, and the other team never showed up. We had already beat them throughout the year, and beat them pretty bad, but they were a pretty good team. I wasn't any good myself. I just happened to get on the best team. I was a hind catcher. Ain't a whole lot to do with a hind catcher in t-ball. Because most time, if they needed something done at home plate, usually the pitcher would run in. I'd get stuck just sitting around. If they ever knocked the ball off the tee, I'd pick it up for the umpire type deal. And I wasn't the best hitter when I was little. But like I said, we ended up. But I wanted to be on the news. I thought it'd be cool watching myself on the news when I was that little. Or just see if I could spot myself in the crowd. But I said the other team never showed up. Butch Hobson. I can't say that I do. It almost sounded familiar for a second, but I don't think I know who that is. Is he going to be a baseball player? We had one of the big MLB baseball players. I'm trying to think of his name. The Carroll fella, last name Carroll. And I cannot remember his first name. He come down. We named the street after him back about a year and a half ago. Made a big deal out of it. But he had played in a couple of World Series and all that, and got to meet him. Gracious, her dog fell against the door. There you go. We've actually had a couple of our high schoolers that have went semi, they're moving on up. But I think I read an article just the other day of one of our high school kids that had actually made it to the big leagues. And I don't think I know him, though, our kid that was here. I just saw his picture in the paper and some people from Chilton County. Plays here at the high school. But you don't usually hear, it's hard to find those kids. And that's what surprises me so much about the baseball games and football games and all this. The parents act like it's some kind of major deal if their kid doesn't, get to play or whatever. Well, they all try to get to play, but they'll get out here fighting with the coaches and umpires and everything else. And I'm like, lady, your 6-year-old baby is not going to go pro. Let him enjoy the game while he can. And matter of fact, I promise you, if you get out here showing out, that's going to embarrass him. He's going to hate playing baseball, football, whatever else. And so if he ever did actually have that passion for going pro, you're going to kill it because he's going to be so embarrassed he don't ever want to get back on the field. Oh, nice. Very nice. I had to look him up, Butch Hobson. I have to look him up sometime. Like I said, I haven't kept up with sports in years. I don't even hardly even watch football anymore. I know it's a bad thing to say. But my father, I lost him in 2001. I was an Alabama fan, and he was a diehard Auburn. And so I just did Alabama just to be able to geek him, have that family, deal. So, and we'd said every Saturday, watch football. It was always one of those things. And when I lost him, matter of fact, at the time, I used to be a real big coon hunter. And I had a a jam up coon dog. I had several, but I had one that I was planning on taking the state hunt with. And every one of his, in his papers, every one of his, whatever you want to call them, all of his paper people, whatever, everything was either like a night champion, grand night champion, water champion. I mean, he had like gold papers. And I was planning on taking the state hunt that year. And I said I lost my father about a month before the state hunt. And I ended up going to the state hunt. I didn't compete. I went up there where everybody was at, and I gave everything I had away. I had a new batch of puppies that I was planning on doing something with. I gave all them away. I think I ended up selling him for a few $100s. But everything else I just gave away. I gave away my lights. Everything I had. I just didn't want to coon hunt anymore. Because Daddy couldn't go. He was disabled. But I would go coon hunting, and I'd come back and show him what I got or tell him the stories or whatever. And so after that, I quit doing it, and I quit watching football, and then I didn't watch for years. I still watch it every now and then, but I'm not a fan anymore. Two of the high schools that I actually worked at for SRO deal, now both of those high schools here in the county, they got really jam-up sport teams. And so, I would have to travel with them to the games and stuff. So I would like to watch them play because they were so good. But I don't get together, do the whole barbecue thing on weekends, watching football or baseball or anything else. I just quit doing it. I've got to where I go out in the shop and do something. I got to where I spend a lot of time by myself. It's kind of weird. I get on here and do these lives or do the videos and stuff for anybody that wants to watch. But yet, when it comes down to like actual people, I just stay by myself. I used to enjoy working all the events and all that. People know me. As soon as I go anywhere, they all know me because of the dog. Because that's what everybody always asks me, where's Shep at? Where's Shep at? He's at home. It's too hot. He's at home resting. I can go out to eat with Jericho, and I'll have people to see me. Where's Shep at? Like, we're in the middle of a restaurant. I'm not going to bring Shep. He's not a therapy dog. I can't bring him in here. Although most of the restaurants, they all know him. So they wouldn't have a problem. They'd probably end up bringing him a plate of food for free. That dog gets so much attention. But Clack had his daddy. He passed away about a month ago. But his daddy was a police dog too. But like I said, I used to like working all the events and doing everything. And now I want to just stay here and just stay in my little shop out there or come here in my office and just do whatever. Stay here at the house and just mess around. Well, I don't really think I'm competing against them because nobody really knows me. Like I said, I think so far I've only had like at the most 3 or 4 y'all on at one time. I think you've been on just about every one of my lives. I need to just get you on here one night, get you set up on this whole camera thing and add you on. We'll do like Clack and Steve. Maybe together we can draw some folks in. Because they probably get tired of just listening to me talk the whole time. And I know y'all all trying to just type the whole time. It gets old too. So, like with Clack and them, they got 100 or so. So, they got plenty of stuff in the comments. But I need to find somebody to be my little buddy on here, I reckon. I don't know if you got a camera or not. But if you do, I might get you on here one day. We can start our own little live stuff going. We might be like Laurel and Hardy. You never know. And like I said, it probably would help a little bit if I actually picked one topic, specialize in that one topic. But like I said before, I talk about everything. It can be anything from childhood junk to woodworking to lasers to fishing, or I don't mind talking about pretty much anything. I talk a lot. Yeah, I need to get some more projects going. I can't remember her name now. Goodness gracious, that bothers me. She was on last time. and she was on the farm side of it. She don't know about the laser stuff. And that's what she was telling me. She wanted to see me build more birdhouses and stuff. So I actually got to go get some wood this weekend to get some more luan and stuff. I was gonna grab a couple of 2x6s and other stuff and do some simple birdhouses. If you just want to get the birds in. Yeah, Laurel and Hardy, that's it. More like Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, I believe. I was just talking to them, talking about them at school yesterday. Some of the girls told me how they're taking the trigonometry and all this calculus and all this. They couldn't understand the math. And I remember Bud Abbott, Lou Costello had a little skit they done. And I can't remember right now. It's like 17 goes into 5, 21 times, or I got to go back and watch it. But if you do their kind of math, it all made sense. But it's not real, but it was just funny watching it. And I told the girls the other day I was about to come in whenever they had a downtime in class and show them that video. If they want to learn how to do math, I'd show them how to do it right. But like I said, that young lady wanted me to talk about birdhouses real quick. I squirreled off for a second. That's my problem too. I squirrel off too easy. But she's wanting to do birdhouse. I told her I'd do some simple stuff. I may make some bat houses too, especially when I get that CNC. But I want to try to do like a oh Lord, I forgot what I'm even trying to say. It's a birdhouse, but not marlin. It's little blackbirds. I can't remember what they're called. But I want to try to do it. Martin, yeah. I went blank for a second. But I want to build like a big Martin hotel. We need some new ones in the park down there. They're falling down. They've been there several years. So I may do one of those big projects. That's my biggest thing is I got to get out there and make regular videos again. Yes, the Who's On First is one of my favorites. That's got to be my favorite deals. It's Bud Abbott and Lou Costello. I grew up watching them on the Saturday morning cinema, they called it, and sometimes they'd have like the double deals, the matinees, and I'd be up with my grandparents, and I would sit there and watch those for hours. But it was Bud Abbott, Lou Costello, Dagwood and Blondie, Ma and Paul Kettle, and then you'd have a couple of them every now and then that would pop in there too, but it would always be, like I said, the main ones. Like I said, Dagwood and Blondie, Ma and Paul Kettle, Bud Abbott, Lou Costello. But yeah, the Who's On First and all that. I loved all those shows. I'd watch them for hours, wouldn't say a word. And I loved it when I said they had that double matinee. I'd watch it. And we didn't have cable like we do now. But like I said, cartoons, and I'd watch those the rest of the day. And I wouldn't bother them at all. So, and my grandfather loved to watch them anyway. But I don't know who ever come up with those jokes and how they wrote those and how they can remember all of them. I guess they practiced so much. But they would go so fast with all the Who's On First and stuff that it would be hard to keep up with unless you like could pause the TV. Yeah. Ma and Paul Kettle, the Clanks. It ain't quite that bad over yet. You know, I was actually talking to somebody about Ma and Paul Kettle the other day, one of the teachers at the school. And we was talking about how on the show, it was always different kids. You only had a handful that was ever on most of the episodes, but it was like every episode when they showed the kids, it would always be a different group. I guess they would just get them out of the lot out there or something and bring them in and play that part for that particular episode. But excuse me, pardon me, I'm so sorry. I never could actually count all the kids. And because some of them, when you'd watch it, they would bring kids that had moved away. They would come back to visit. And I was like, wait a minute, where did that one come from? And so, but I would like to know just whoever wrote the show, if they ever determined exactly how many kids they had on that show. But one of my favorite episodes on that one They had the old coon hound that, Paul, he was always lazy and just laid around. And they had no coon hound that was about as lazy as Paul was. And she laid on the porch, just like old Beverly Hillbillies, that old bloodhound on there. But she laid on the porch all the time. You never saw her move, like she was always dead or something. And Maul was out there on the front porch, she's crocheting. I don't know if it's a pair of socks or what, but she's out there crocheting something. And it was time for her to go in the house, and she laid her needles and the yarn and all in a little basket, laid them down beside her chair she's sitting in, a rocking chair. Well, the end of that yarn got off in that dog's food. So she started eating, and started eating that yarn. And at the end of the show, come to find out, she was pregnant, having puppies. And it never showed her much during that show. It just showed that one part where she started eating the yarn. And then at the very end of it, when she had her litter of puppies, there's like 6 or 8 of them, whatever it was. But every one of those little puppies, those newborn little puppies, every one of them come out with a freshly knitted little sweater on. So that was kind of a funny thing to me. But she ate that yarn, and puppies come out with sweaters. It was always, I like the old comedy like that. I miss it nowadays. I mean, you can't watch hardly anything without just so much cussing and everything else in there. It gets ridiculous. You can't even watch Mickey Mouse anymore without cussing in it. Some kind of sexual innuendos or whatever you call it. It's just too much. So I don't even like watching them anymore. But it was pretty cool back in the old days. So we've been talking for a whole hour again. Kind of goes on by. But yeah, I'm hoping that I get to start this weekend. I don't know if me and Clayton's going to try to go fishing or not, but I'm going to try to put out some kind of video this weekend if I don't get one done. Well, what's tomorrow? Thursday and Friday? I don't know. Yeah, it was for families. Yeah, nowadays you can't watch anything. I'm trying to think what I got planned for the rest of the week. I don't think I have a lot of nothing. I need to get out there and clean the shop up, straighten everything back up so I can get back in and work some more. I had to make a bunch of back to school stuff for people. They wanted engraved pencils and all that, and then my little snack video. I've actually got a friend of mine. That's kind of weird. I've got a friend of mine. She does a lot of cookie stuff, and she'll decorate the cookies and all this. And she watched my little snack video, and I was showing it to her. And now she's thinking about, because she bakes cookies all the time. So now she's asked me about if we can engrave the cookies and cupcakes. Yeah, now Clack, I don't think he does any wallets. I don't think he's made any wallets. But he's done a lot of the leather work, him and Steve both. But I have watched some pretty good videos about leather working. There's a little old girl that Nerd Forge, that's the name of the channel. She's a Norwegian or something like that. Her and her boyfriend. But now she does a lot of leather work. But she has made like they do a lot of cosplay stuff. And she builds all kind of stuff. But she's done a lot of leather work that she's made like the full leather outfits on the cosplay stuff. So if you get a chance to check her out, you might want to watch her some. But she does a lot of, she'll dye the leather. You can learn a lot from her if you just interested. But it's Nerd Forge, all one word. That's their channel name. But she's actually pretty nice. Jerica actually watches her. She'll watch her with me sometimes. But she builds a lot of stuff, and they got a lot of viewers, a lot of subscribers. It's up there in the millions. So, but I think I'm gonna get off here in a minute. I think I smell Jerica in there, or don't smell her. Let me back up, rephrase that. I think I smell she's in there cooking something. If that even makes sense either. I said all that backwards. But I may go in and see what she's got. So. Yeah, I've heard of the Valley Forge. I hadn't got a chance to watch his videos yet. But you just remember it's Nerd Forge, all one word, I believe. So, but yeah, I've watched several of the leather videos. I've just, like, Clack's been having problems, I think, with his left hand. He said something in the video the other day, but I was over helping him do some stuff, those tumblers and all, and he'll get to working around, and his hand will start going numb. And I'm having problems since I got out of the hospital. I'm getting better, but like I said, I get wore out so easy now trying to do all that. So, me trying to poke holes and sew everything up. But yes, sir, I'm going to try to start doing weekly videos. That may be my reels here. Dogs are having a fit. Sound like the delivery person. Anyway. But I'm going to try to start doing some lives. But I need to get some videos out first and get my audience up a little bit. But if you're interested sometime, we may do a live together. Get on here and we can talk to each other live. It'd be a lot easier than you have to type everything. It'd be a lot faster. And maybe people might like to watch us get some jokes going or something. So, but I'll see you on the next one. And I appreciate you tuning in again. So I'll try to do it again next week maybe. So see y'all later, brother. Appreciate it.